Hello, welcome to Blind But Blended. My name is Shelly and I am addicted to makeup. I love the Seint beauty line and I am legally blind, hence the Blind But Blended. That doesn't matter. I still love doing makeup. I love teaching other women and other blind women just all my tips and tricks and why and how I fell in love with Seint and all of the things. So today we are going to do a fall look, you know, going from the summer, transitioning into those winter months shades. Some of the tips and tricks I like to do. Okay, so I'm going to be using Seint, which is my one palette makeup system here that has my contour, my bronzer. Sorry, my face is out of there. I got some eyeshadows under here. This does all of the things, conceals, cheek, lips, you name it. It's in here. And this is my favorite thing in the world. If you are ever interested, if you have questions, let me know and I can set you up with your customized palette because these are my shades and you have your own. Okay, so let's get started. I always start with under my eyes. I really prefer to use the Demi collection, which is, this is a wide awake collection. I don't use all these shades, but it's kind of based on the color wheel where we are correcting blues with oranges, kind of like opposite the color wheel. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through how I do that, kind of try to keep it short and sweet. But as you can see, like I'm pretty dark around there and I've got different shades like and each eye can be different. So that's why I love this system is we are correcting each eye individually. And trust me, you can do it because if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, and it's cream product just like everything else. And I am just using this little brush. This is called the Bright Brush. And I am hitting up the blue on the inner corner of my eye. And I'm also going to do under here, sorry, I'm using 01, which is an orange, to cancel out blue. But 01 also works great for like browns, age spots. So you can definitely use Demi to do age spots, but I will often, if I want to, color correct them after most of my makeup is done. I also have a very difficult time because they're hard for me to see because of my low vision. Okay, so let's keep going here. So I'm gonna do one eye, then I will head to the other eye. You don't need to watch me do both, but don't worry, I'll blend it in a little more. So that was 01. Already it's making a difference. Okay, now I think I'm gonna do Y01. And that is like an orange yellow. Okay, and I'm just going to take it and kind of just, I'm still using the small end, and now I'm going to use this fluffy end and blend it in. Okay, the beauty about this product and these brushes, they're made to work with our cream. And it just blends so well. And I mean, as winter comes, I'm in Canada, and sometimes you gotta let it sit on your face for a minute because our products can get cold, but like, right? Look at that already. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, then I'm gonna bring it back in because I do have to correct a little more. Okay, so I did the same thing to that eye, but I still tend to have like a little like blue green stuff going on there. So what I like to do is actually I dip into this, sorry, it's hard for me to tell. This is OR1, so orange red. So that red is gonna help with the green tones. So I will just follow kind of along that line and then blend it in. And it really is kind of hard for me to not do it on the other side. So if you're kind of like a little OCD and you gotta do the other side, which I totally get because sometimes I do that, like that's okay. All right, so See, I'm still like, I always get like that, do one side, do the other. But yeah, anyways, okay. I don't know. It's like knock 3 times or something, you know? Anyways, okay. And bear in mind, I can't totally see, so I trust the process, but sometimes if I miss something, be gracious with me because I'll catch it later when I can take a selfie and zoom in or whatever. Okay, so that pretty big difference, right? So you can use like a highlight concealer type shade that we match you to, but I find these just do the job. So if you ever just want to do under eye correction, let me know. You can send me a selfie, whatever. These are a collection made for pretty much all your under eye needs, but they're also sold separately. So if you don't have as much going on as I do, you can also take like just the bright yellow Y1 and just brighten it up. Okay, but again, it takes a little bit of practice, and like sometimes you just gotta sit across from a window and try and see what you like. And sometimes it's going to be different because our skin changes. We have more sleep one night, we have less sleep another night, right? Like that's a real thing, so that might change. Okay, so that's your demi. That's under the eyes. Let's move on. Okay, so moving into winter. In the summer, oh, geez Louise. Okay, in the summer, this was my shade. This is Amber. It was just a little more darker, obviously, because I was tan. And this is naturally my winter shade. I am currently just dipping into both. I'm liking that, and I'm not sure I'm going to change it unless I really pale out, because, you know, the older we get, our skin does change colors, and sometimes even if we go a little bit darker, shade darker, it's gonna help with discoloration. It is gonna help with those sunspots. So I could wear this, especially in the winter. That other one would be too dark for me though, so I tend to dip into both. Okay, so I'm going to use the shape brush. This is my pretty much go-to all the time brush. I'm using the fluffy end, and I'm just going to do some little swipes like that. And I really like to start where I want coverage, which I generally have most of my age spots under that cheekbone, okay? So again, this, I'm just going to literally do this all over my face. What I like about this shape brush is it gives you such light application, like you're really not picking up a lot, but it's still giving you just that coverage that's gonna even out skin tone. Okay, that's it. So let's move on. Next, I'm actually gonna move into bronzer. This is my new favorite. Oh, you can see my ring light there. This is my new favorite. This is High Tide. It's one of our new ones. And I was thinking it wasn't gonna be great, but it is freaking awesome. And like, there's one lighter one, which is Tan Lines. And that was kind of like my winter one. And my daughter, who's like super pale, she's as pale as we are on the spectrum with Seint. We weren't sure this one was gonna work for her, but it's gorgeous. Like, it's so gorgeous. So I'm gonna stop blabbing about it. Now, I could use my shape brush, but you could use the shape brush for everything, okay? But I'm gonna show you my blush and bronzer brush, because if you, nothing else, if you just want our cream bronzer, you will love them. So I'm getting, and they come in a pack, they come in a deal where you get a bronzer, you choose the bronzer and the brush, dual-ended, and you can apply your whole face with this too. Okay, so I'm going to just swirl it. Make sure I didn't get any of the lip and cheek in there. I don't think I did. I guess if I did get a bit of my cheek shade in there, it's not the end of the world. But it just gives this gorgeous glow. Gotta be careful. It gives this gorgeous glow, and this brush applies it to all the right places with that nice domed end. So I'm just bringing it right down my neck. We don't want that floating head. Okay, and so because it's domed, it just hits all the high places and then just dusts it over the rest, okay? Now, I just want to mention too, everything I'm doing, you could apply with your finger and blend in. You could apply, you can do the same concept with a different brush if you have the detail brush, whatever, okay? So that's the beauty about this makeup. Look at that glow. Do you guys love it? I freaking love it. Anyways, that's the beauty of this makeup. Once you get using it, you just choose how you want to apply it and it works amazing. Okay, so now I add a little contour. It's this guy up here. I'm gonna use the 3D brush. I'm gonna squeeze it. Again, don't freak out. You can use any brush. And I'm just going to pinch it a bit. So I like to just add just a small amount under my cheekbones here. You can go ahead and do your forehead. You know, I am definitely, especially for like a day look, you know, I definitely more of a natural girl, but the buildable makeup, I mean, this makeup's buildable, so you can do what you love with it, right? That's what I love about it. Okay, then let's take a little bit and just under our lips to create a pout. Okay, so we've got contour, bronzer, we've evened out our skin tone. Last step, I'm back to the shape brush. I'm gonna dip into my brightening linen here, and that is just going to go up in between the eyebrows, like the top of a tree, down the bridge of your nose. The Cupid's bow, that little dent. Your chin, a little dent above your top lip, okay? Just the smallest about in the inner corner here. So if you didn't use demi and you don't have much correcting going on, you can just swipe this brightener right across. And also I would recommend using your main shade as well. You just want to definitely keep it a little lighter, especially as you get mature skin, which is anything over 30. Sorry, ladies, I'm 43, and yeah. And just remember, like, our skin changes. We all have pores. We all have all of the things, okay? So it's just learning how to work with them. Okay, blending that in. Okay, so look, how lovely is that? I mean, it's just, I love it. It's natural, you know, it's still working for fall. I'm loving high tide. It's just looking good. I love it. Okay, let's continue. So pink is still so in, and this is one of our shades of the season. This is Tango. I'm loving it. So I'm actually just going to apply it with my finger. And a fun way, if you want to darken it out, is a Love Spell, which just came back to stay. I love this shade. I just tap it a couple taps right on top, okay? So I start around the apple and then I follow my cheekbone up. If you want to create more of a lift, just start a little further back. I have a more narrow face, so I tend to start a little further in. So I'm going to, woo, must use something bright there. Going to blend this in, and we will see how freaking lovely it looks. Okay, so as I'm blending, I follow the line, follow my cheekbone like I did, but I blend up, and then I try to make sure that, I just try to make sure I have no harsh lines because, well, I can't really see. So I just tap, brush over it, blah, blah, blah. And don't worry, I always overblend, and overblending is fine. It's not the end of the world, so don't worry. Okay, how pretty is that, right? I actually really like that pink. And Love Spell, I love Love Spell. I love Love Spell on its own. I love it with other shades. I use it all the time. Okay, always end your look with an illuminator. This is Nova. It's honestly like my go-to fall. It's just that perfect, like paley gold. I don't know, it's just good. It's just good. And we have lots to choose from. So I am an illuminator junkie. We also have powders, which is super fun. I just give that a quick blend. So that goes on top, right above your lip and cheek shade, okay? And it can blend in like that, fine. Oh, my lips are a little dry. Welcome to winter, right? Ugh. Okay, I'm going to just put a little bit Tango, and then a little Love Spell on top. And if you want, go ahead and throw on that cream illuminator. That's it, right? I've got everything. And like I said, if I wanted to, I could really try to get some of those age spots. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's harder for me because I can't see and I gotta get right in there. But the Demi is awesome for that. So if you have questions, let me know. Sorry, that was rude. If you have questions, reach out. And then now we're just going to do a really simple eye look going with the pink brown theme, okay? So let's grab, oh, you could also wear lip liner. Gosh, I have a bunch. I'm pretty addicted to the lip liner thing. And I also love the Too Faced Plumping Lip Gloss. So good. Okay. Anyhow, let's go with this middle shade here. This is Valencia. I'm going to just swirl the fluffy end of my eyeshadow brush in it. And then, oh, I forgot. Okay, so normally I take a bit of the brightening highlight and brush it on my eyelids. So that would have been on this small end. I like to just brush it on. It's really gonna even out and it works as a good primer. So let's just be weird and give that a try. I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, whatever. You get the point. Now I'm just gonna add a little more, so it's, I don't know. Maybe I brushed it off. But yeah, your brightening highlight works as a great primer. This shade is Valencia. It's a really nice, almost like a creamsicle shade, but it's just a light matte shade and it's just great on everyone. So I love to use it as a base. Okay, so we've got Valencia. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference with the brightening. I don't know if there was anything on there. These are one of those things where you might see and I might not. That's okay. All right, let's go with Claire. Kind of like your Dusty Rose. Whoops. And I'm just going to deposit most of it on the outer corner, just under that arch there. Go into the crease, and then I have hooded eyes, so I go above so I can actually see it. And this is just a light to mid-tone shade, so don't overthink it. It's not a big deal. You're not gonna screw this one up. I'm just going to assume we are all blended. When in doubt, blend it out. Okay, small end. Let's bring that below the bottom lash line there. Okay, now this is a Crush. It's just this, it's just a lovely mid-tone brown shimmer. It really is great on everyone, on so many looks. And I like to just use my finger. I'm tapping it on the center of my lid. And then I'm also, oh, this is awkward. I'm also tapping it into the inner corner. And that'll brighten up. This, you know what? You can totally take this shade and add a touch of shimmer where you put your illuminator. So fun. Okay. I'm just gonna wipe that off my hand. And then I'm just going to give that a quick blend over. make sure they are all blended out. Okay, that's a super easy look. Anyone can do that. Yeah, literally anybody can do that, right? Like I do that just by practice, can't really see what I'm doing, and I just assume that it works good and it looks good, and I literally just trust the process. Okay, so let's do that last step. Let's clean up. I'm actually going to use my demi brush. I don't think there's anything on there anyways, and we're going to use a little bit of our brightening highlight to clean up that outer corner. So I'm just going to dab it in and just kind of follow up outer corner. So this is gonna clean up the outer corner. Oh, I'm kind of goofy with that. That's okay, we'll just blend it out. And this is gonna clean up that outer corner if you made a mess, especially if you use like a darker shade. This is going to lift. This also gives you a great little faux eye lift here. I'm just going to take the fluffy end of that shape brush just to make sure I blended it in because, well, I can't really see. Okay, we did that. And then no, don't use that one. Let's use this again. And let's just, sorry, up close and personal, clean up right under the eyebrow. And this is just going to give an illusion of an eye lift. So if you're like me and you have hooded eyes, this is a great little trick to do. Okay, so I'm gonna take this, make sure it's blended in, so we don't want any lines there. And you know, if you're worried that you have a line, just like blend it out with your finger a bit. That's fine too, okay? So that's how I get ready every day, like 99% of the time. That's my routine, that's what I do. And then I just change it up with the cheek shades, the illuminators, the bronzer, because I have 3 that I love. And my lip liners, all of the things, and that's it. This is all one palette, man. So if this is something you're interested in, let me know. I hope this video was helpful, and just do all the things. Do the likes, do the subscribes, do the shares. I would love that, and the saves. And I hope you have a great day.